Now the Ram TRX is a great vehicle to drive. I mean, there's like no other factory pickup truck that you can get that is as crazy to drive as this truck is. The sound, the power. But I wish I could say quality, but I can't. Now there's a lot of Mopar and NoTalk guys out there that don't like you talk about their vehicle because you're driving their vehicle, and they don't want you to talk about anything about their company because they're part owners of Ram or Dodge or Jeep, whatever. So don't say anything about any of the things that they do because you're hurting their feelings. But I'm not such person, as you can obviously see with all the videos that I've done about the Ram TRX defects. And this video right here, we're going over 3 major ones that you have to check out if you own a TRX, or quite frankly, any Ram 1500, because if the TRX is made on the same lines, the Laramie, the Rebel, the Limited, the Tradesman, I'm not of the mindset that these issues only affect the TRX and won't affect those other trucks. So enough of this fluff, let's get into this stuff. Now I'm gonna go ahead and tell you the same thing I said in these other videos right here. These videos are not meant to dissuade you from getting the TRX. They are meant to inform you about the issues facing TRX if you choose to purchase the TRX. Because $90,000, apparently people forget that you gotta put suspension bolts in them, right? Because every one of these videos was about a different TRX every single week, because they was all weekly. Every single week there was a TRX missing a suspension bolt, or didn't have one put in all the way, or had broken suspension bolts on them. Now I wasn't gonna do a full video, but I kind of let it go because I figured, hey, around that time they got about 400 trucks sitting around, so okay, let's give it a month to see whether or not these issues are gonna clear up. And I knew there was about 6 other trucks after that 3rd video that had a missing suspension bolt. I knew there was 2 in Florida, I think 2 in Michigan, and there was 1 in Washington that went to Hawaii. So I figured after that, there shouldn't be any more. And lo and behold, there are more that actually have missing suspension bolt. Now, you're not going to hear any of these automobile journalists covering any of this information that's going to cover in this video or any issue with the TRX, because quite frankly, they don't want their invite to me today to be lost in the mail. I've been the only YouTuber that's been on here trying to make sure you stay safe with these 90K bricks that some people are having. So that leads me to issue number 1, suspension bolts yet again. So here we go. I'm gonna show you these ones right here. You see these bolts right here on the lower control arms, right? Now, they're not supposed to be doing that. There's a whole purpose of them having that little cage nut right there, or whatever you call that little thing, to stop the nut from spinning when someone's tightening it up. And there's multiple people who've had the same issue where these bolts coming loose over time. So apparently either someone's not torquing it down right, or someone just hand tighten these things. On a $90,000 pickup truck with 700 horsepower lifted from the factory. And if you want to see the worst example, let me show you this one right here. How in the world does this one pass everybody at the plant and at the dealership, get into this owner's hands, and anyone can clearly see that this bolt in this upper control arm is not even in there? I mean, come on, people. How does this happen? The damper the bolt, I can understand that, right? Because that's underneath the truck, out of eye line, so people can't really see it. Even though I showed you in that first TRX video, I show you through the whole assembly process how that daggone shock is in everyone's eyes and someone can't see it. Now, you got this one right here, as the TRX rolls down the daggone line, without a wheel on, this bolt is hanging out and no one sees it. You got these final inspection checks at the plant, and it still goes through that. Gets transported, no one sees it during transport. Goes to the dealership, no one sees it at the dealership. Goes through a PDI check, no one sees it as a PDI check. It gets to the owner sees it. So you telling me the only competent person from the owner to the person who put the damn bolt in the first place, the owner's the only competent person who actually looked at that vehicle? That's pitiful. That's sorry. That's shameful. So please, 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 please go take a look at your suspension on your TRX, because there's 2 other things you gotta go out there looking for anyway. So go underneath your truck, just make sure you see the bolts are actually in there. And I mean, the TRX is not lifted, so all you need literally is a creeper, and you can roll right up under there, because there are so many different spots on these trucks where I have photographic evidence that these bolts are loose or coming loose from the factory. And this is not like this is like year 2, year 3. We're still in this first 6 months of this truck being out and already having this issue. Just saying. Issue number 2, when you come from underneath your truck, go check out your lug nuts on your wheels, because I've had multiple people come and tell me that they was able to take the lug nuts off of their vehicle without even using a tool, that they was able to hand loosen them off. That's incredibly dangerous. You'll see the screenshot right here. You'll see this other one right here. I mean, I can show you at least about 6, 7 people who literally said the same thing to me, that their lug nuts on their vehicle weren't tight. Factory assembly at its finest. And don't think that's only applies to the Ram 1500s, because you see this latest recall right here. Ram is recalling all the heavy duty trucks because they got lug nuts that have been tightened too tight, and they put it in the owner's manual wrong, and it might cause the wheel to come off. You can't make this stuff up. The manufacturer don't even know how to tighten their own damn wheels down. So I'm gonna put up right here the socket that you need to tighten down your lug nuts. So like I said, with the suspension issues, please check your wheels. You don't need a wheel flying off and you got a 7 horsepower truck. You see that guy right there with that little torque machine that torques all the bolts at the exact same time, and we still got an issue where they cannot get these bolts on tight. That is crazy. Oh God, this is gonna be crazy in the next 5 years. All these issues are happening now, and then you add on the fact they're about to make everybody drive electric vehicles with a big giant electric pack underneath your damn seat. Boy, oh boy. The future's looking crappy. Just saying. So now that you checked your own TRX suspension out, now that you checked out your lug nuts out, now it's trying to check out your fuse boxes, because this issue here has popped up in the last few weeks that might be the cause of a lot of your electrical gremlins that you might be having. And there are 2 fuse boxes in the TRX. There's one underneath the hood, right there beside your battery, and one right there underneath your steering wheel. So check those 2 fuse boxes out. Now the one on your steering wheel, I'm gonna put the sockets that you need in order to take that panel off to check those. But you have to check both, because people have been finding that there's been either a couple or almost a whole daggone panel of fuses that's been loose in their truck. If you have like little gremlins here and there, stuff might be turning on, turning off at random times, this might be the fix for your issue. So you want to make sure you take your covers off and push down each one of the fuses to make sure they're actually seated in there properly, because you don't want to be no off-road again. Going off-road, doing bumps and jumps on the stuff, and those fuses start popping out because they're not seated properly and start sparking in your daggone fuse panel. And just to show you how widespread this is, you'll see all these phone posts right here of all these different people having the same exact issue. Some people having a couple loose, some people having 80% loose, some having half loose, some having issues in both the fuse panels, whatever. But this is something that you need to check. So please, please, please get your vehicles checked. Make sure that everything is properly right on this vehicle, because this does not make any sense. These vehicles get built by professionals in the plant, go through quality checks, get shipped to the dealer. The dealer, who works on cars for a living, checks them out. They get to the owner, and the owner can find these issues within a few weeks or a few months in some cases, right? I mean, it's scary to think that some of you guys right now who's had a car or had this TRX since like January can be riding around up until this point right here with a daggone wheel lug that's not even but hand tight. That's scary to think. So please share this video out to anybody you know that has a Ram TRX or think about getting a Ram TRX, because these things right here are stuff that you need to be aware of before you go do something crazy in this truck, and then all of a sudden, next you know, a damn wheel falls off or your control arm falls out. Now, in the description below, it's going to be a link to the checklist. Now, this checklist is pretty much all the issues that has been affected a lot of people's TRXs all in one place. So if you're about to take delivery of a TRX, whether it be your 2021 or your 2022 is about to pop up in the next couple months, because just because some people had that idea in their head that, oh, once a new year rolls around, they got all the issues and kinks fixed. Nah, bruh. The TRX has only been out since January, which is only June. Just because you get into August, 8 months, that doesn't mean all these issues are going to magically disappear. So even as video ages, if you look down in the same link in the description, you'll always find the most up-to-date list of issues with the TRX that you can avoid going through yourself if you give your dealer this information for them to do during the PDI check. And you still have the same issues at the PDI check, that show your dealer is full of. And speaking of dealers full of, I'm still waiting on my dealer to get me my daggone bumper fixed, because it's been March, April, May, June, 4 months, and I still can't get my damn bumper fixed. That shows you Ram quality right there. Well, not Ram quality, I mean Ram service. Well, it goes one the same, and they still don't get neither one of them done. So if you choose to go through this headache or dealing with Ram, now you know the things you got to deal with. So that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Make sure you share this video, get this message out there to everybody who has a TRX, because you need to check your truck. Please check your truck. Let me make sure you throw me a like, because those likes help this video get promoted and help trend on YouTube, so I can get more people's eyes on it. And make sure you leave me a comment down below as well, so I know whether or not this information was helpful to you and you solved this issue that you might have been having. So until the next time, stay safe.